Some of you out there might like the Switch, but the controllers might not feel as comfy as you would like. Maybe they're too small, the analog sticks might not be grippy enough, or you just like another style of controller. Adapters to accommodate for this have been around for a while, one made by 8bitdo that I covered a while back. A little USB flash drive looking thing that lets you play the Switch with newer controllers like the DualSense for the PlayStation 5. It's a great little adapter, but a few issues came later on, from Microsoft changing how its Xbox controllers use Bluetooth to connectivity things that I found personally. Thankfully, there's a brand new sequel to this adapter. Here is my review of the 8bitdo Wireless USB Adapter 2. When it comes to design, it's pretty much the same as the original, as you can see them side by side. It's a little USB flash drive with a thick brick-like shell. We've also got the same button on the end for pairing a controller that you can just press down to go into the blinky pairing mode. The only real difference is that it is black this time instead of orange, likely to differentiate between the first and second generation units for people like me who own both. And while we're on the design, a lot of people have asked me regarding the Gen 1 on whether or not multiple adapters could be plugged into a Switch at any given time. The outer shell makes it a bit too beefy to plug two in on the front of a Switch dock, but if you've got a pre-OLED, you can throw a second one in the back, letting you have two third-party controllers attached to your Switch at once. We've kind of already gone into it, but let's talk about the functionality. This is a USB adapter to connect wireless controllers from other consoles to the Switch or a PC. Like the Gen 1, it is not compatible with the PlayStation 4 or Xbox One. Those consoles don't even recognize it as something that's plugged in. Now let's do a quick rundown of the pairing process so you know how it works. The first thing you need to do is go into Switch settings and turn on Pro Controller Wired Communication. This may be an adapter for wireless controllers, but it registers on the Switch as a USB controller. Next, you plug in the adapter, hit that pair button until the light starts flashing a lot, and you hit a button combo on the controller of your choice. Now this is different depending on what you're trying to connect. The DualSense PlayStation 5 controller has you hold the home and share button for a few seconds, while the Xbox One and Series X controllers have you just hold down the Bluetooth pairing button right on the top. The beautiful thing here is that the controller pairs with the adapter, not the Switch, meaning you can actively plug and play, swap the device between platforms, and you don't have to repair anything. I can play Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel for a while in the morning on my Switch, decide I want to watch replays in that 60 FPS on the PC version, and as soon as I plug that adapter into my laptop, I just hit the home button and I am ready to go. But there are a couple downsides. The adapter can only pair one controller at a time, unpairing the old when you pair something new. Though, as I said earlier, if you want multiple third-party controllers, you can always use multiple adapters. The battery life also doesn't sync up to the Nintendo Switch's operating system. You never know the battery level of your controller until it runs out and disconnects. Now, speaking of these features, let's compare a few things between the Generation 1 and Generation 2. Specifically, what is the same and what is different. Mostly improvements, but the headphone jack on newer controllers don't really do anything when you plug headphones into them. You also can't use controllers on the adapter to wake the Switch up from sleep mode. And now let's get into improvements. Features the Generation 1 didn't have, but the Generation 2 does. Vibration and gyro motion controls are available for next-gen controllers. The Generation 1 couldn't use motion aiming with PS5 controllers, but we can do it now. And we finally have compatibility for Xbox controllers again. Microsoft changed the Bluetooth style with their new controllers, making them lose compatibility with the old adapter, but all of them work fine with this new one. There was also a post-review problem with the Generation 1, taking several attempts to connect a controller, and that has been fixed as well. I've connected controllers on the new adapter dozens of times and have never had to retry. And for the sake of testing things, I used my new controller on the old adapter and ran into the same problem, ruling out the possibility that the other controller was the issue and not the adapter itself. And finally, we have a smaller improvement. The Generation 1 adapter never stopped using power when plugged into a dock, whether the Switch attached to it was turned on or not. The Generation 2 will now idle and stop trying after a few minutes. Now, I'm not really sure if this is a huge improvement or not, because it leads into another odd thing. The Generation 1 would automatically disconnect controllers connected if it idled for too long while you were playing a game. The Generation 2 won't ever shut off your controller. Last weekend, I accidentally left my Switch on playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel during a 4-hour trip to see my family, and it was still running with the controller still turned on and connected when I got back home. Now, as all of this comes together, the 8bitdo USB Adapter 2 brings the same sort of functionality, but with more features available to people wanting to use Xbox Series and PS5 controllers on their Switch. Now, on the downside, you can only connect one controller at a time, and it won't tell you the battery level of the controller hooked up until it dies. But the updated Xbox controller compatibility and vibration and gyro support for new controllers makes it a great adapter for Switch and PC that's just a little bit better than the Gen 1 for that same $20 price. Reviews to go rates the 8bitdo USB Adapter 2 an 8.5 out of 10. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below. Thank you for watching and have a great day.